had a wonderful question on YouTube regarding Binah, or sphere number 3. And it's a question that comes up a lot, and I don't think that we've ever really addressed it. It's what the heck with Binah being Saturn and the Great Mother? Because Saturn, if you look in Greek mythology, was not a goddess. Saturn was a god. Saturn was Kronos in Greek mythology, or Saturn in Roman mythology. So what's the deal? So I thought we would delve into that a little bit today. Conventional astrology texts provide very minimal support for Saturn's association with the goddess or the divine feminine. And there's only a few scattered resources available. However, the historical case gains strength when we consider the spiritual tradition of Kabbalah. Kabbalah is a system of symbolism that explores the relationship between the divine and the created world, and it ascribes feminine meanings and imagery to Saturn on sphere number 3. So sphere number 3 is Binah. So today I want our focus to be on the Hermetic Kabbalah, which is a system that draws from various traditions, including Hebrew Kabbalah, Christian Hermeticism, Hellenistic philosophy, and astrology. The Kabbalistic structure intertwines astrological symbolism as documented in Cornelius Agrippa's 3 books of occult philosophy. So if you haven't read through those books, I know they can be rather dense, and I think we will take several weeks at some point in the near future to actually go through the Agrippa material to help us understand it better. But it's helpful to understand where a lot of the modern occult philosophy and understandings are oriented by reading Agrippa's works. In traditional astrological models, Saturn represents the outer ring of our created world, closest to the heavens, while the Earth was positioned at the center. Ancient astrology was formed based on geocentric understandings of creation. We didn't believe that the sun was the center of the solar system. We believed that we were the center of all creation, and that the sun was just one of many of the celestial bodies that encircled the Earth. So when you recognize that, you realize that from those ancient perspectives, Saturn was positioned so far out from the naked eye that it was closest to the heavens, and we here on the Earth, on sphere number 10, were the farthest from the heavens. If we can look at the initial stages of the manifestation process from a Kabbalistic perspective, above the sphere number 1, there are these veils of negative existence. And you can consider those as being the number 0. So 0 exists as potential, but unmanifest potential. And to conceive of something, the tradition states that we must transition from 0 to 1. 1 represents undivided unity, the essence of the divine, or the Godhead, as it's often called. But to truly comprehend, we require a point of reference. In other words, for consciousness to unfold, 1 must divide into 2. And that is the only way that we can start to have any sort of self-reflection or self-understanding. But then that also brings in comparison. And this sets in motion the grand symphony of creation. So envision the 1 fragmenting into polarized opposites. Picture them as masculine and feminine, the interplay of sperm and egg, or force and form. For manifestation to blossom, unity must gracefully separate into harmonious polar opposites. 0 condenses into a single point. 2 signifies the cosmic masculine, or heavenly father. And 3 embodies the cosmic feminine, the great mother goddess. It's only when this cosmic pair of force and form, masculine and feminine, mother and father, converge that manifestation transpires. And the realm of form heralds the dawning of what we perceive as the intricate tapestry of the creation of universe. Spheres number 1 and 2 in Hermetic Kabbalah don't have any association with planets. It's only at sphere number 3, the Divine Mother, where we start ascribing planets. And we ascribe the outermost planet to number 3, which is the closest to heaven. The symbolism of the cosmic feminine as a vessel, as the embodiment or the womb of the entire universe. In this realm, known as Binah, that's the name of the sphere, understanding. And you think about understanding, it can mean that you comprehend something. It can mean that you're compassionate about something. But if you really break it down, it's that which stands under something. It means divine substance, or Shekinah. So Shekinah, as the divine feminine, comes forth in Saturn, also in Venus on sphere number 7, and also in the moon on sphere number 9. And we'll talk about those sorts of things in a different talk. But understand that understanding sphere number 3 is the beginning of all substance, all form, because of the Divine Mother. Consider sphere number 3, the Divine Mother, as cosmic support. Now, in Kabbalah, Binah or sphere number 3, is associated with Saturn, like we said, the outermost traditional planet, the first sphere of planetary existence from the ancient perspective. And just as all other planets orbit within or beneath Saturn, all other Sephiroth and the entirety of creation reside within and beneath the sphere of Binah. Binah, or sphere number 3 in Kabbalah, acts as the divide between the undifferentiated divine realm of potential and the complex, multiform realm of manifestation. In astrology, Saturn serves as the outermost planet, marking the border between the unchanging divine world and the moving, changeable worlds of the planets, from the formless into the world of form. Saturn is associated with a sphere in Kabbalah representing the essence of femininity, the Great Mother, Binah, Saturn correlating to the Great Mother. We're taking it out of the realm of how Saturn is sometimes depicted in mythology as being a masculine god, and understanding how the planet itself symbolizes the outermost part of the firmament, if you will, where there is that division between heaven and earth. And she is the Divine Mother, the Great Mother. Space, time, form, structure, container, all these are symbolic ideas connected to Binah, the Great Mother. And they also correlate to the planet Saturn in astrology. Think about that. Saturn in astrology, space, time, form, structure, container. They embody feminine symbolism at its core. In the process of a child's creation within the womb of its mother, each lunar cycle is linked to a specific planet, Saturn being the planet that gives the child its initial form, structure, template. It represents the beginning of this process. It serves as the womb, as the container, as the structural foundation. As the planet that signifies the taking on of form in the finite world of time and space, Saturn acts as the gate of life. It's through Saturn that we enter and exit this world, guided by its role as both the midwife and the nurse. Saturn marks the boundary of our manifest universe. Its orbit or sphere serves as the container where the formless transforms into form. As we consider how the other planets in the process of creation, from Jupiter down to the moon and the elements, plays distinct roles in shaping our existence as physical beings, it's Saturn where the entire process begins and ends. It opens the door of life and of death, as we understand those things to be in this world. So, as we connect to Saturn within the Kabbalistic symbolism of Binah, the Great Mother, another connotation of the term understanding arises. Just as Saturn, Binah, encompasses all, it also accepts all, from the highest to the lowest, from life to death, without punishment or judgment. Saturn sees and accepts all, as it possesses knowledge of the highs, the lows, growth, life, decline, suffering, death. This all understanding is accompanied by a beautiful and profound compassion. In Saturn's eyes, the Great Mother's eyes, all living beings are the same, and all are embraced as her children. Saturn truly understands, has pure understanding. So this comprehensive and compassionate understanding lies at the heart and the meaning of Binah, the cosmic mother. It represents the mature fruit of Saturn, manifesting as the wisdom of age and the all-encompassing compassion that comes with it. Sphere number 3, as the mother, encompasses everything. She encompasses male and female within her. Even though she acts as the divine feminine, she houses it all. So Saturn, as a male deity and as female deities within different traditions, are appropriate. And they all can coexist on sphere number 3 within that divine womb, no matter what. Because remember that Saturn, in many of the ancient texts as deity, represents the underworld. And what is the underworld? The underworld is the womb. It's not only where death happens, but it's where life springs up. So the underworld is a microcosmic representation of Saturn as divine mother and also as an outer planet. They both have twin meanings in understanding. So it's a very challenging concept for many of us to have Saturn be the divine mother, because there are so many masculine attributions that have been given to Saturn for so long. And yet, Saturn still controls sphere number 3, the Great Mother, Binah, on the Tree of Life, regardless of all of that. And she encompasses all of those things and more. So Saturn, as the mother, on sphere number 3, gives birth to all, and she brings back all to her in what we perceive as being death. And for her, there is no death. There's only eternality. So she is the understanding which underlies all form, and that includes male and female depictions of this power. So I hope that helps a little bit to answer your question, or at least give you some idea about where you can open your mind a bit more to find your own understanding of this sphere of understanding and how Saturn can be the Great Mother. It's an excellent question, and it's something that many occultists grapple with, and it's something that's worth contemplating. So thank you so much for providing that question for me. And thank you to everybody for joining us today. Until next time, blessed be.